Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 90 something, 93 I want to say. I'm going to apologize right now, my voice is shot. It is episode 93 because when I was in Canada, my nephew gave me the gift that keeps giving. I have a cold, strep throat, don't really know, but subsequently I sound a little rough. There's just no way around it. But we progress. I also have really bad hair. I pulled it back. I did a French braid, but not the best French braid in the world. Oh well. I'm wearing my True Friend, which is a Vera Velamaki. I'll stand up. I'm wearing pajama pants. I'm sorry. You can't see them, but this is the True Friend. It is out of... And this a while back now, this is out of Knitter's Nightmare Baddie Sock in the I Am No Bird colorway. And then the white with flex is Murakami, and it is Tosh Sock, I believe. It's Madeline Tosh. I can't remember if it's Tosh Sock or Tosh Light or something. It is a plied yarn, so it's not the singles. I have no finished objects to report today. None. None. Not a single one. I thought I might, but I don't. So, what have I been working on? Well, I've been working on a few things. Let's start with this one, because it's living in the Fast Squirrel Fibers bag, because there's so many odds and ends involved, are my knee-high socks, which are drops 104-9. The pattern is 104-9. And Mouse has figured out how to climb onto the windowsill now, so she just comes running and jumping, and you may hear her little bell. She's been collared. She's got a bell. So, yes. All show notes are available on the Yarnivore podcast group. Come join us. And just a side note, there is no shop update this week. However, there's a little treat code for anybody who wants to go hunting around the Ravelry boards. To revitalize the shop's Ravelry group, there's a code, and there's also a code in our group. It's the same thing. Don't worry. Just join both groups. Be part of everything. And yeah, if you want to get a little discount. So the first sock is finished, and it looks like this. Mostly because I carried the ribbing on. It says to stop it like somewhere up here, but I just carried it all the way down because I wanted it to hug my leg. And so I used the same heel, toe, and start yarn, which is this. I can't remember what name it is. It's something, I think it's like Northern Lights or something. And that's what I have left, and it's going to be the heels and toes on the second one. I started the second one. I've got through a decrease, I think, so far. I better get motor in because I'm running out of April here. But I'm liking how it's looking. I'm just picking whatever's next. As you can see, they're not going to match remotely, except for the fact that they will have the same top ribbing, heel and toe. I'm just picking random. I've got all my balls in here. The only thing that will match is because I'm going to do the foot in the same thing, which is just, I'm using only 2 skeins and striping these, and that would be the Nashville Nights and Share, because I wanted the bouncier stuff on my foot for the sole. That's the only real reason, and they're sparkly, and it's what I felt like doing. So these are my Franken socks for my April DVD, and I'm hoping I get to continue this year. Like, I hope I make it this year, but wow, March was a bit of a slog, and April is just pounding me down, so I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm getting there. But my sock mojo is just, it's here, but it doesn't want to do this. It's got other plans. My sock mojo has other plans. However, the fact of the matter is that the striping that I'm doing, which again I found out about through a net, it does make you want to keep going. Like, that really does make you want to keep going. It very much pushes you onward. So hopefully next week I have a finished pair of socks to show you. Hopefully. I should actually put this up here because bending over is not my friend right now. Everything kind of goes, ugh. Don't think I need to explain that to you. And you've seen this all before. I'm just going to bring it out. I'm going to say, howdy do. I worked on it. You won't be able to tell. It's Stockinette. Now when I hold it up and say, hey, I finished the body, then we can celebrate. We can celebrate then. We can celebrate when I hold up a finished body and I've started an arm. But until then, it's kind of like, I could show you and say I've worked on it, and you wouldn't probably notice unless I put one of those thingies on, which I could, but I don't, because I'm a bad podcaster who keeps trying to put things down there, even though I know it's going to suck. Keep on drinking. That's what you gotta do. Okay. In the third Fat Squirrel Fibers bag, because apparently I'm only using Fat Squirrel Fibers bags right now, is the, oh, and I'm using one of Schnuffeltier, Tracy, one of her, she sent me. It's got David Bowie. It makes me really happy. I am working on these. I'm not going to show you the pattern because I'm actually going to write the pattern. I have written the pattern. I am in the process of putting it on the computer so that I can turn it into a pattern for other people. And there's going to be, I have a plan for this. So there's going to be one where you can either knit the front and the back, or like you can pattern the front and the back. You can just pattern the front, and there's going to be 2 different patterns involved. So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure for socks, but I have turned the heels. I think I just finished the gusset decreases, so I have been working on these. And that's right, I did heel flaps 2 at a time. I don't know what I'm on. Yeah, I do. I had some steroids. They gave me some steroids. Thanks doctors. The steroids are awesome. Take down the inflammation. But yeah, so needless to say, heels are turned, working my way down the foot. I will probably be looking for test knitters in May. And I will probably either put that out on Instagram or on the Ravelry group. I'm not 100% sure. But if you're a good sock knitter and you want to test knit some stuff, that would be awesome. I'm using a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle, and let's all celebrate, I found my needle gauge, and I can tell you this. The socks that I'm working on, the knee highs, those are also on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. That might be a 2.5? No. And I'm also knitting the small size, so I must have, like, my gauge must be much wider now. Because that just doesn't make sense. Why would I am knitting the smallest size of the drops pattern for my thigh, or for my thigh. Not for my thigh. Trust me, that thing would not fit on my thigh. For my calves, and I have big calves. Like I have told you, I think they're like, what, 15, 17, somewhere in there, 13, 15, 17, something like that. Anyway, and I'm knitting the small size and it fits. So clearly my gauge is bigger than I thought. Either way, US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. I'm getting there. This is the Cascadia Wildflowers colorway. It's Knitter's Nightmares on Batty Sock. It's sold out right now. I'll get some more as soon as I start dyeing some more. I'm actually waiting for yarn to come in for a restock before there's going to be more stuff up. And I did a poll on Instagram. I'm sure everybody wants to know about these things. And so there's going to be some fade / gradient, I use these terms loosely, sweater sets and shawl sets coming out probably sometime next month. So keep your eye out for that. They're going to be in sport and fingering for the sweater, and then just fingering for the shawl. So these getting a lot of love, and yeah, enjoying. They kept me sane during my trip to Canada. These got knitted almost exclusively in airports up until I got home. And ever since I got home, the one thing that has taken all of my time and my love, aside from my cats and my husband, and my dog, can't forget the Sasser, she's down here. She's had 2 obedience classes so far. She's getting there. She's getting there. Okay, this is the one that's gotten all the love. It's the Chick Swan Show. And I am using my yarn bowl from my husband. I was messaging with Tracy, I think, and I was saying, and she was asking what I was going to use in the hair, and I said I should put the Sunset Highway cardigan in here because then it would make me want to knit it, the Mindless Stockinette. And I got to the Mindless Stockinette portion of the of the Swan Show, the Chick Swan Show, which is also by Caitlin Hunter. So the 2 sweaters I've shown you today are by Caitlin Hunter. There's also Boyland Designs or Knitworks or whatever. Everybody knows her. She's got a million patterns that are popular. Well, I got through all of the wonderfulness that is the color work, and I got to the point where you separate the sleeves. That was also very awesome. And now I am on the Mindless Stockinette, which is kind of perfect for me right now, just because I'm in Mindless Stockinette mode in my head because of all the various things that make it so that I can breathe. And so I think I've got 1 more inch. I'm actually going to do a couple extra inches here because here's something that I've found, and I can show you with my shirt that I'm wearing right now. Okay, so, ooh, earthquake. Okay, so I'm one of those people, I do a lot of this. Like, I'm very army. I'm always grabbing things. So this rides up, right? So if that's gonna ride up and it's supposed to keep me warm, and where the arms are placed, so if I raise my arms, it's gonna raise the whole thing. So I thought I'd add an extra inch or 2 before I do the ribbing. And while the idea of adding extra stockinette to me is kind of why, what am I on? I know that I'll appreciate it more in the long run. So, and it said if you have the yardage. Well, so I'm down to my Cake DK Blue Moon Fiber Arts Plumpy Sun Angel, which is the last color that needs to be done. Everything else has been worked in. The Socks That Rock, Heavyweight, We Will Tell You All of Our Secrets, and the Logwood and Cochineal, the Fast Girl Fibers, Pumpkin Puss. Everybody's done except for this, and I have 2 skeins of this, and I only need like 1 1/4, so I can throw as much extra on as I want, and I don't have to worry at all. So there you have it. I'm currently knitting on a US 6 4mm needle. I believe it's a 3.5 for the ribbing. I am knitting on the called for needles. I don't care if it's super big or not. It looks like it's going to be wonderful. I was a little worried because of how narrow this neck seems to me, but I'm hoping that I can just block the crap out of it and it'll stretch, because I don't like things like super tight on my neck. I'm one of those people. I don't have any cowls that actually fit. I want them to be drapey and loose so I can either loop them and still have some oomph, or, you know, I like the oomph. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think once I block it, it's also going to be significantly bigger. Once all the, you know, because color work bunches and then you like soak it and it relaxes and it looks way better. So I think once it's relaxed, it's going to be awesome, and it's just going to be a great fall wear. Oh, my neighbor's roofing his house. My husband's going to have to help him this weekend. There's also a library book sale, and Tracy's having a VKN, so I might try and do those things. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to in terms of knitting, aside from lots of rest and lots of fluids. So yeah, there is a discount code in the Ravelry groups. Go join them. I've noticed we've lost a few people in the Ravelry group, and that's fine. I leave Ravelry groups all the time because I'm like, I'm not there anymore. It's not my bag of tea. And so if it's not your bag of tea, I understand. But if you want to come join, come join. I'm going to try and get some knit-alongs going on this year. I'm going to try and like get back into the groove. I've slowly gotten back into the groove. April kind of threw me for a loop. I also want to say thank you to everyone who extended thoughts and things and shared with me their stories. It's very, very appreciated, and it is what it is, right? Like, we just got to keep moving. It won't be normal for a long time, but we can get back to something, right? Right? So hopefully next week I don't sound like this. That would be lovely. And I will see you then. Bye.